Hey everybody, Katie here with episode 2 of Katie's Corner. We are going to be talking about how to balance your academics at home today. So, new live session started last week. Hopefully you were able to join. If you weren't, get on this week because you're missing out. But it might be hard to keep all that together, and so we're going to go through some things and tips that might help you balance the academics at home. So, the first thing is create a routine. This is super important. Super important just for our mental health in general, but really important so you don't miss out on any of your live sessions. So create that routine. So there's 4 really important points to creating your routine. The first one is to have a wake-up time. It might not be your normal time, and that's okay, but still, try to have a goal of when you want to get up every day. So my normal wake-up time during the school year is 5:30 in the morning. I'm not doing that anymore. I don't have to travel to school, so I get a little bit of extra time. So now I'm getting up around 6:30 or 7 o'clock. I go and I do about 20 to 30 minutes of a yoga program in the morning, take my shower, and then I'm at my desk by 8 o'clock every morning. And so that's my new routine. Try to develop that wake-up time. Number 2, write down your live lesson schedule. Don't rely on the posts on Facebook or the emails from teachers. Write that down in a place and then put that where you're going to be attending those live sessions from. So if it's in your bedroom on your computer, put it there. If it's in a certain room in the house, put that live session there. Also, don't forget planners. They are real important. So if you still have your school planner, if you have your own personal planner, write some things down. I don't know what I would do without this right now. My to-dos are in here. My day-to-days are in here. My time stuff that I need to make sure that I'm attending is in here. So the planner may help. 3, schedule some non-tech time. So you want to schedule maybe 30 minutes to an hour every day where you're not going to be on a screen or technology. And if you're comfortable with it, turn your phone off during this time, because if I don't turn my phone off and I'm like, all right, 30 minutes today, I know I'm going to pick that phone up within 30 minutes, especially if somebody calls me. So turn that sucker off. If you find that you can't turn it off because it gives you a lot of anxiety, that is a sign that you are addicted to your phone. And so that's going to be some more in-depth therapy to get you away from that phone. So hit me up if you think you might be addicted to your device. I can help you out with some tips there. Number 4, make sure you still have a bedtime. And I know that sounds elementary, but it is really important. So have a goal every night of when you want to go to bed. Man, you can get caught binging a show or whatever, and then boom, it's 4 or 5 in the morning. So right now my wake up is 6:37, so my bedtime is sometime around 11. I'm doing that so I get my full 7 to 8 hours of sleep that I need as an adult. For you guys, you're looking around 9 to 10 hours of sleep for teens. So, figure out what that wake up time is. Go back 10 hours and try to make that be your bedtime. So those are your 4 parts of creating your routine, and write that routine down. The one thing I am going to discourage is to flip your schedules. So don't flip your schedule and stay up all night and sleep all day. And the reason that I say that is because we need light. We need some light time in our lives. And so if you're sleeping all day, you're not going to get much time in the daylight. There's a lot of studies that are done, and in Alaska, when they have all that dark time, they have the most depression in the United States. It's increased during that time. There's a lot of other things that go with that up in Alaska. So they're teaching us that sunlight and that daylight is important. So don't flip your schedule if at all possible. So that's where you're going to be creating that routine. Now, maybe you're like, you gave me 4 points, but where do I really begin? What do I start with? So as you're creating your bedtimes and you're putting your session times down and your wake times, you also want to set a daily goal for your routine. So you might do this the night before, or if you're working on your schoolwork the day before, you're going to set that goal for the next day. Some examples of goals you can set. I'm going to complete an assignment for English 11 today. I'm going to take a shower today. I mean, sometimes a day goes by and we're all socially distant, so maybe you're not taking a shower every day. So maybe today's going to be your shower day. Maybe today's get out of your PJs day. I decided today I was having kind of a rough morning and I thought, let me get myself together, and I put on a different outfit and I actually put some dangly earrings on. So it made me feel better instantly. Even though I'm not going anywhere, it still made me feel better. So maybe get out of those PJs. Maybe cook dinner and be like, hey, parent, guardian, family member, I'm going to cook dinner tonight. That's your goal. Learn a new recipe or just learn how to cook something. Maybe your goal is going to be, I'm going to attend all my live sessions today. I'm going to make sure I'm logged in on time and I'm going to attend and participate. Maybe your goal is going to be something like, I just want to get this certain percentage of E2020 done today, or I want to get 2 activities done in this class. So those could be some examples of some academic goals that you set for yourself during the day. And some other goals. I guess the shower and the PJ aren't necessarily academic. As we already talked about, really important, where to begin. Start writing down what you want your routine to look like. If you don't have a planner like we had just talked about, try to find a piece of scrap paper at home or some sort of something you can write on. You know, if there's no paper at home, maybe the inside of a cereal box could work. So think about those things that you might be throwing out. You might be able to reuse those as your scrap paper to write your routine down on. And then you can have it so you've got the days of the week listed and then the times, and then you fill in like a box for that, or you could list it out day by day, whatever you prefer there. If you are techie, you could even get on and create it all in an Excel document and be all fancy with the Excel document. I bet if you need help with that, Samantha would help you because she is like a master of Excel. Let me know too. I can help you if you're interested in creating that. Again, where to begin? A plan to follow, a routine. Get some statements down for yourself. Your mind might say, I need to finish binge watching All American. If you haven't checked out that show, it's really great. It's about teens. You'll love it. Anyways, so things that you can tell yourself differently, like, I know I need to do this today because I need this credit, or this is really important for my graduation. All sorts of things that you can tell yourself in place of, I'm going to stay in bed today. Partner with somebody. Find somebody from one of your classes, one of your friends at school, partner with them, push each other. Have them push you to log on. Have you push them to log on. You know, that's a great method of when you're doing a lot of things. So partner up. Tell your parents your plan. Show them what your plan is, what your goals are, and then ask them for encouragement for them to motivate you every day. So if you don't have any parents at home, or you're living with a friend or a guardian right now, talk to them. It doesn't have to be a parent. So just somebody in your household, they could be your pusher too. And then something that I like to do a lot is create an incentive. So maybe I just baked a bunch of cookies, but I'm not going to eat any cookies until I do an assignment, because my reward and my incentive for doing this assignment is going to be eating that cookie. Or it can be anything. I personally like to use food. It's not necessarily super healthy, but it could be anything. I'm going to allow myself to take a 20-minute walk today. I'm going to, something that you like. I'm going to eat some Skittles. I don't know. But the incentive thing, it kind of helps me. It kind of helps me complete my goal, I should say, instead of just starting it. So that is where you begin on creating that routine. If you need any help, you need a template, anything like that, you get a hold of me. Email, Facebook Messenger, whatever's easier for you. The next thing I wanted to talk about was being scared about using Zoom. It is a new program. I just got familiar with it too. I'd never used it before this time, so it was scary. The first staff Zoom we had, I thought, oh my god, like, I gotta get on, people gotta see me. It's different because you're at home. But what I've learned is it's really not scary, and we're all in the same boat anyways. We're all trying it out for the first time. We're all getting used to all the functions. So don't be scared of Zoom. If you are really nervous and that's something that's making you not want to go to the classes, get a hold of your teacher. they will practice with you before. They will have you log in. That's something you could get a hold of them during their office hours and see if they'll practice logging into a Zoom with you. And then they can show you all the features and the functions and how you can mute yourself or unmute yourself, how you can show your video or not. It is not a requirement to show the video. In the bottom left-hand corner of Zoom, there's a little button, and you can just hit stop video, and it'll stop the video right then and there for you, and so it'll just show your name to everybody else, and nobody will see you. So there's some options in Zoom that maybe might make some of you feel a little bit more comfortable. And again, if you want to practice that, get a hold of one of us and we will practice with you. We can go through the settings of Zoom with you. We can show you how to, put your name in and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to get a little bit prepared there and are a little bit nervous or scared, just get a hold of one of us. We'll practice. All right, my next thing, balancing screen time. So before this, yeah, we were on the computers at school and stuff, but it wasn't all day, and we were in and out of classrooms and changing, and then we'd maybe go home and our screen time was a lot there. So maybe that's when you were getting on your Instagram or Snapchat. I don't have those. I feel like I have to do that. Or whatever you were getting on at home, you were gaming, whatever. So now it's like I've got to be on the screen with all these classes, and so we'll talk about balancing some screen time. So set a plan with limits for yourself. So you're going to have some of this extra screen time through the live sessions, or on E2020 or whatever you're working on, or if you're getting in after the live sessions are over and you're completing the work that way. It's a little bit of extra screen time. So just set some limits for yourself, maybe a time frame of when you're not going to be with some screen time, or, if you ever do a self-eval of how much screen time you have, it's way more than we think. So maybe try to write down how much screen time that you're using for a couple days and then just reduce that by a little bit. Create some screen-free zones. So maybe there's a place in your house where you like to go and read a book or rest and relax or chill. Make that maybe a screen-free zone. That way you leave your phone somewhere else and then you go into there. And that'd be a good time if you're going to turn your phone off to do that as well. The one thing about the screens that I can tell you, there's a lot of research out there, and what's happening with our cell phones is every time we pick that cell phone up and when we're looking at that screen, our brain is flooding with a chemical called dopamine. And that kind of is telling our brain, like, yes, we want to do this, we're happy. It's almost kind of the same thing that happens when you eat too much sugar and your brain's releasing some dopamine and saying, we're happy. But in reality, it's not always a happy thing when we're on social media. There is a lot of negativity out there, so it's kind of a mixed signal to our brain. So our brain's really not getting the right signal of how getting on your screen or social media makes you feel, because it's overridden with that screen dopamine flood. Hopefully I just made sense. I probably didn't, but hopefully you got that. We talked about developing that class schedule. I'm looking at, I got sticky notes, guys. That's what I'm looking down at. We talked about developing that schedule and routine times, putting your classes down. Something else you could do to avoid some screen time is maybe somebody in your house that's with you right now, you could have a conversation with them about something that interests you, like cooking or gardening or... Man, I'm trying to think back to my teen days and what interested me. I don't know, sports interested me a lot. I liked drama and dance and things like that. And so maybe have a conversation about something that interests you in your life, or maybe even better yet, just popped in my brain, a career that you're interested in. Talk to somebody about that kind of stuff while we're here. You can do other educational things to get away from the screen time. Another opportunity would be to read a book. So there are ways to balance the screen time. Just be cognizant of how much screen time you are using. And then find some non-screen time things to do. But there are positive ways to use screen time. So maybe you don't want to put all these in your calculation. of how much screen time you are using. So some of the positive ways of using screen time right now are going to be your teacher live lessons. That's a positive screen time. You get to see other people. You get to talk with your teacher, interact socially. Good thing to do. Number 2 here on my positive ways to use screen times list is positive social media posts. So things you see people positively doing out in the community regarding this COVID-19 stuff, or messages or quotes or things like that. Flood it with positivity. We don't need all this negativity in our lives. Another positive way to use screen time is video chatting with some people outside of your home. If you've got some friends, some relatives, anybody outside of your home that you are talking on the phone to or texting a lot, maybe try to do a video chat. Just seeing someone's face is so much different. So keep that in mind, video chatting. If you've got an iPhone, you can use the FaceTime. If you've got a Google phone or an Android, you can use Google Duo. You can use your Facebook Messenger to do that. So there's a lot of ways to video chat. I'm sure you're all doing it already. I'm just old and don't do that a lot. But that's a positive way to use screen time. And then, uplifting quotes or information on coping skills, if you're searching for stuff like that, that's another positive screen time. So there's good screen time too. Broken record here. You want to balance it. You want to get some non-screen time in your life. All right, last thing for everybody. When we're sitting in our classes, if you've got a couple in a day, or you're working hard on your assignments, or you've been on your Eat 2020, there's my dog Birdie. That's her full size, 10 pounds. Anyways, in-seat brain break. So, if you are sitting a lot doing stuff, a couple of things that you can do. So, the first, I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm sure Birdie will help me because every morning she loves to help me do my yoga routine. It's real fun. Today was jump on my stomach and then jump off. See, she's already trying to get up here. But anyway, so we're going to take our arms and we're going to put them all the way up and try to stretch like you've got a beach ball up there and somebody's pulling on this tip of your head, stretching you up. That gets the spine a little bit, gets the spine moving because sometimes we're collapsed in our seat. And then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to try to show you here. You're going to take your arm around one wrist. And then you're going to bend over to the side, and that's going to open up this side body here that's been all crunched as we're in our seat. And then again, stretch it up. Deep breath in and let it out. And then that side body stretch again on the other side. Ooh, that feels so good. Stretch those ribs out. And then you can take your hands and you're going to interlace them behind your back. And then you're going to just kind of pull your shoulders back and really open up that front body now. Because as we've been crunched, if we can do the opposite and try to open that front body up, that'll give us a nice stretch in the sternum. Take a couple deep breaths here. Lion's breath if you feel like it. And then leave those arms go and kind of wiggle yourself out. And then if you stand up, I won't stand up right now because you might lose me. My phone's taped again to the wall. You can take your arms and you're just going to do some crisscrosses. This is really good for your brain. If you do this like before you take a test or something, it's activating when you're crossing. It's activating both sides of your brain. So it's a really good thing to get the brain back moving. Notice how I'm going different arm on top every time too. Okay, I'm going to just shake it out while you're up there. And then a couple deep breaths just to get ourselves reset and refocused for whatever we're going to work on next. So here we go. We're going to take a deep breath in. Hold it at the top, fill up those lungs. And exhale nice and slow and controlled. One more time, deep breath in. Hold it at the top. And let it out. And just for good measuring, because they're my favorite, one big lion's breath. Here we go. Deep breath in. Lion's breath out. Let it all out. Be loud. Be noisy. Here we go. that's all I got for you today. Hope you enjoyed episode 2. You know how to get a hold of me if you have any questions. And Birdie wants to say bye. Come here. You want to say bye? Birdie's going to say bye to everybody. Bye, guys. Oh, or lick my face. Have a good rest of your day.